Well, hello, it's Ben with the DIY Homefront, and I think I'm about to be in the middle of a thunderstorm. I'm working in the carport today, staying out of the rain, but I've got a problem that I really need to get solved. I've got a quick hitch that is not very quick, and I've got 3 separate attachments I use, and every time I use one, I have to adjust everything. And that's what I'm gonna fix today. So let me show you what I mean. Well, I purchased a ballast box, so most of the time I've got the quick hitch set up so that the ballast box can mount to it. So if I want to use the tractor to move the trailers around, I put the ball hitch right here. But you can see the attachment points are very different, which means I have to take the hook and raise it all the way up. And if I want to use the box blade, I have to take the quick hitch completely off. So I need to make sure that my attachment points for all 3 of these are the same. And one thing nice about it is this ends up dragging on the ground whenever I'm trying to go up a slope. So if I change the mounting points on this, that means it should rest higher when I'm trying to move the tractor around, and I won't have to worry about it dragging into the ground. Well, I don't know if you need to know this, but I wanted to tell everybody thanks. I have over 400,000 views on my channel. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is drill out the holes so I can use larger bolts to hold this hook up. So I'll go through my drill bits and find one that's just a little bit larger than my bolt. Then I'll put it in my DeWalt cordless drill and we'll get those 2 holes drilled out. So these holes are almost the right size for the bolts I want to use, so it won't take too much effort to get these holes drilled out. And I'm going to drill out these holes from both sides of the quick hitch just to make sure that the bolts slide in and out freely. Well, I was really surprised with how heavy this box blade was. When I picked it up with the tractor's forks and I didn't have that ballast box on the back end, I was losing traction. It was almost enough to make the front end tip down. So I guess if you wanted to, you could probably just use a box blade as a ballast weight. The only problem is it's just so large, it would get in the way when you're trying to maneuver the tractor around. Well, because everything weighs so much, I thought it would probably be easier just to put the box blade on its side and set the quick hitch down on top of it. And then it will be a whole lot easier for me to make whatever adjustments I need to. Well, it looks like the pin won't fit in because these bolts are in the way and keeping the hook from being far enough out to pick up the box blade. Does not go all the way to the back, so the hook needs to be higher too. I guess I could drill more holes in the hook to raise it up. Well, to make sure that the holes that I'm drilling in this hook are in the right spot, I'm just going to leave it bolted in place and drill the holes right where it's at. That's a hard piece there. To make this go quicker, I think I'll use a smaller drill bit and then go to larger drill bits once I have the hole all the way through. Well, it took several minutes to drill all the way through with that smaller drill bit, and then I went back with the larger drill bit and did the same thing. Well, I went ahead and put the quick hitch on its side and moved the hook up and got that second hole drilled out. It was just a little easier that way. Now my drill bit was getting pretty hot, but since I had the quick hitch on its side, I decided I'd just pour a little bit of motor oil in the hole, and that would help lubricate things and cool down that drill bit. Well, with the second hole drilled all the way out, I'll go ahead and put the bolt in and make sure that it fits. Well, all those metal shavings can be pretty sharp, so I'm going to go ahead and clean this all up so I don't cut my fingers or my hand on anything when I'm test fitting it. Well, I'm going to go ahead and clean all the metal shavings off the hook too, and then we're going to have to do some modifications to it. Now, I ended up buying a Harbor Freight quick hitch just because it was cheap, but they're designed for Cat 2 implements, which means the slot on this hook was actually a lot bigger than it is right now. And I ended up welding a piece of metal in there to reduce the width of it, so that way when I put my implements on there, they weren't vibrating around in the hook. Well, after quite a bit of grinding, I was able to use a screwdriver and pry loose that piece of metal I had welded to the hook. And all I really need to do is just take that piece of metal and weld it on the opposite side of that inside channel on that hook. and that should end up pushing the pin farther away from those bolt holes, which should make everything line up. Well, I'm going to continue with this grinder and get this piece all cleaned up and ready to be welded. But before I weld anything, I'm going to go ahead and check my 3 implements up against this quick hitch and just double check my work. Okay, and that one fits on there. Now I'm going to have to use my grinder again and grind off both of these metal tabs that stick out that hold that pin in place, because I've got to lower it down to at least the same spot as the other one. Well, I'm not a professional welder, but whoever welded this together at the factory did a really good job, because it probably took me about 15 minutes on each side to get these pieces off. And that time did not include the time it took to clean the welds up once they were removed. So I have no idea how heavy my ballast box is, but I filled it up with gravel and then put 2 lengths of 10-foot chain in it, and then it's got a bunch of old window weights on top of that. Which means when I do reattach these tabs at the right height, I definitely need to make sure that they are welded on securely. Because I know this trailer hitch attachment fits onto the quick hitch, I'm just going to attach it to the ballast box. And then all I need to do is make sure that the tabs that I put back on are welded in the same location as the pins on the trailer hitch. First things first, I'll mark where the tab's going to be, and then I'll take the grinder and remove all the paint so I got a good surface to weld to. Well, it took a couple tries to get the tab marked, and I even went and got a level to help me out. But once I had the tab marked, I had to figure out a way to hold this in place so that I could weld it. And that took me a few minutes, but eventually I went and found one of my clamps for my woodworking, and I used that to hold the tab in place so I could get it started on the welding. Well, I've got a flux core welder, but with this sticker type metal, I find that using the sticks is a lot easier for me, and I get better penetration. Well, there you have it. It could be better, but it could be worse. I've still got 2 more sides to do, the bottom and the front, and then I'll go around to the other side. Well, my solution for welding the bottom of this plate was just to lift this ballast box up in the air with the forks on the tractor. Well, like usual, it's gotten dark and I'm still working, and my wife just got home, so I think it's time to stop and get some dinner. Well, we took that piece off the front of the hook, and now we're going to take it and put it on the back of the hook. And that's going to make our opening narrower to hold the pin tighter, but it's also going to push that farther away from those 2 bolts. Well, this time I'm going to use some electrical tape to hold that piece, so that way I can get it welded in. Of course, that can be easier said than done, right? Well, here's what it looks like with the first side welded up. And now you can see the gap at the top and the side that still needs to be welded. And now we've got everything welded up and ground down and ready to be painted. Alright, it's a little bit later in the afternoon and it's cooler and overcast today, but let's pick up where we left off. I think the first thing to do is actually put the quick hitch back on the tractor, and let's just hope I can pick up all 3 attachments without having to make any adjustments. Well, I will consider this project a win if I can actually pick up the box blades with this quick hitch. In the past, I've had to take it off because I could never get it adjusted quite right, and that's just too much work and it's too heavy. Well, I know this will fit on the quick hitch, but I never even thought about whether or not when I use this as a template on that ballast box, if the quick hitch would be low enough to get underneath those 2 pegs and lift it off the ground. I guess we're gonna find out in a minute, aren't we? Oh, now the moment of truth, this heavy old box blade. Well, I sure wish I had a third function on this tractor. That way I could have a hydraulic link right here and I'd be able to adjust the position of the quick hitch forward and back. Well, I'm trying to go slow, but it's difficult to see what's happening directly behind the tractor. but it's lining up pretty good and I think it's working. Well, even though it is going slow, it's still going to be a whole lot better than taking the quick hitch off and manually attaching the box blades to the back of the tractor. Wow, look at that. I can't believe how well that worked. Now I know you still have to put the pin in the hook, but since you have to get off the tractor anyway to lock in the quick hitch, that's not a problem anyway. Now I have purchased one of the third function kits from Summit, but I have not had a chance to get it on the tractor. But once I do, I'm sure I'm going to get the hydraulic link for that. All right, survey says, job well done. Well, once again, the quick hitch isn't quite adjusted to pick this ballast box up. It might be because of the ballast box is on the slope of the driveway, but a quick adjustment to that top link and it should work just fine. Well, I am really pleased. If I need to and I feel like the tractor's a little tipsy, I can lower it. But for the most part, when I'm loading it up on the trailer or going up an incline, I don't have to worry about that box dragging on the ground behind me. Well, the final thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and paint over all these areas that I've got bare metal. I've got some spray paint that's tractor green, and I'll put a couple of coats on it and it'll look just fine. Won't be too much longer. I might have to come along and touch up the whole thing, but at the moment we're all right. Well, it's going to be getting dark before too much longer, and I have wrapped up everything I wanted to get done today. That will save a lot of effort when it's time to attach and unattach that box blade. I think if I replace that with a hydraulic link, that would make all the difference in the world. I could adjust it on the fly without even getting off the tractor, and that would make it easy to pick up everything. You can see I've got a couple of lines that are starting to rust, and I'd like to pop this green cover off and sand those down and put a coat of paint on them and at least slow the progression. Now when it comes to the front tire, I should be able to buy something called bead lock, which seals up any leaks that might be around the outside edge of the tire. And if not, I think I'll end up buying a tire. I don't want to buy the tires with the rim because they're $500. If you buy the tire by itself, it's only $125. The question is, how difficult is it to get one of these tires on and off? Sounds like I'll be making some more videos, doesn't it? Well, that's going to finish up this video. If you don't mind, think about liking and subscribing. When those numbers grow, it motivates me to try to do more. I still do projects around the house. I just don't necessarily film and edit everything. That takes a lot of time too. Well, until the next one, like, subscribe, check out my playlist, and I'll see you in whatever video comes next.